So as you guys are aware, the amount of damage control that is necessary to push a DEI-infested game is always massive. It's very difficult in order to hide a lot of the disdain that people have for these games. When they push DEI nonsense and it's so readily obviously available in front of you that you can see it from a mile away, people are going to try their best to try to silence you. They're going to try to gaslight you. They're going to try to do everything they possibly can to make you feel like you're the crazy one for thinking what you're thinking, not realizing that there's a bunch of people that agree with you. Well, we have an article here from That Park Place with a headline that reads, "Report Assassin's Creed subreddit is banning individuals for disliking the game's combat and pointing out Ubisoft's DEI agenda." Now, this is not the first time we've seen DEI-focused games do this, right? And I keep saying this all the time. They're going to try to make you feel like you're the crazy one. That's their goal. Their entire goal is to try to normalize this stuff to the point where if you try to speak out against it, if you sit down and really look at things objectively and say, you know what? A lot of this stuff just really doesn't make sense. This is kind of stupid. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? The moment you start thinking like that, they want to oust you. They want to make you feel like you're the crazy one for thinking the way you are. Now, I have a post here from Reddit Lies where it was going over someone who actually got banned for simply talking about the gameplay. They didn't even talk about the DEI aspect of Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows. They literally just said they don't like the gameplay and they got banned. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now we have a post here and it says people are either going to play the game or they will not. I am still leaning to playing it, but I do want to see more gameplay. But I am disappointed. This isn't what I expected or was hoping for. I don't care about Yasuke's race. It's whatever. But when I imagine an Assassin's Creed game in this time period, I didn't expect a hulking person swinging around a club. But whatever, they went in a different direction than what I thought it would be. Oh well. As far as this comment, OP, a reason they definitely did not do this was because of pandering, because that's not how businesses work. Like, who exactly would they be pandering to? I disagree 100%. Ubisoft is neck deep in their DEI initiative. It is part of their core principles. That's fine. It's what drives their choices. But the DEI crowd is who they are pandering to, from the journalists to the activists. Like, he's not even taking a side. That's the most amazing thing about all of this. This post is literally not taking a side, and he's trying to ride the fence. But the funny thing is, with these kind of psychopaths, you cannot ride the fence. The moment you ride the fence, they are going to tie you to the other people who they don't agree with. They're going to put you on the alt-right. They're going to label you a Nazi. That's just basically what's going to happen. So if you look here on the right side, here on this picture, it says that he got banned. It says, "Hello, you have been permanently banned from participating in Assassin's Creed because your comment violates the community's rules." What rules? I have no idea. "You won't be able to post or comment, but you can still view and subscribe to it. If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team by replying to this message. Reminder from the Reddit staff. If you use another account to circumvent this subreddit ban, that will be considered a violation of the content policy and can result in your whole account being suspended from the site as a whole." Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically just them trying to control the narrative. This is what they're used to. This is what they're trying to do. This guy here on the left quite simply just said this is not what he imagined Assassin's Creed to be. That is all he said. He didn't say anything else that was out of bounds, right? And he was essentially disagreeing with what the OP said. The OP was trying to say that this game is not pandering to DEI, but it absolutely is. And if you don't believe me, you can go check out one of my other videos that I'm going to have coming out today about Yasuke and the fact that they just had to have a black samurai fight to hip-hop music, because clearly you can't have a black samurai without some hip-hop music. It doesn't matter if it's feudal Japan or whatever the case may be, and that music didn't exist back then. It just doesn't matter. All we know is, hey, there's a black guy in the game, so us as developers got to throw in some hip-hop music because they can't do anything without their hippity-hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the most stupid fucking DEI nonsense that I've ever seen in my entire life, and that shit honestly just makes me cringe. It's a cringe thing. I don't know what else to say other than that. They literally made this game thinking that they had to put that stuff in there, otherwise black people would not feel either properly represented or they won't play it. It's just such a racist notion that comes from white leftists that are making this game, majority white leftists anyway. So let's get into this article from That Park Place. It says, X account Reddit Lies reports that a person posted to Assassin's Creed subreddit People are going to play the game. We already went over that. Again, the entire thing is ridiculous. Regardless, the post is true. Ubisoft does indeed embrace a DEI agenda. A leaked memo shared to X by the Quartering details first. We want to make it very clear that we do not accept hate, harassment, and other forms of abuse in any way, and we are deeply saddened to see the negativity and hatred currently spreading on our co-workers' personal profiles and on our partners' social media platforms. It continues, we are proud to represent the diversity and inclusion that exists in society as part of our everyday work. Representation is part of our DNA and will remain that way regardless of external pressure or influences. The document concludes stating Ubisoft firmly stands for diversity and inclusion in our workplace and our games, and we believe there is no room for hate in gaming. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, these kind of people want to make everything seem like it's all the way to the extreme, right? And that's not how this is. This is not about hate. This is about superficial representation. You are expecting people to just sit there and consume content like a good little bitch without questioning anything. The fact that you are playing hip hop music for a black samurai, which is already ridiculous as it is, but you're playing hip hop fucking music in feudal Japan, and you expect people to just sit there and be like, "Yep, this is totally normal." That's not how this works. That is gaslighting to the extreme. You are lying to yourselves, and you're also lying to the people that you're trying to virtue signal for. It's all bullshit. It says that, in fact, the company has an entire section of their website titled Diversity, Inclusion, and Accessibility. They played a little bit. They changed it up. Underneath this section, the company's VP of Global Diversity and Inclusion, Raishi Sika, writes, to create a video game, Ubisoft's teams around the world work together to push the boundaries of what have been done before and build an unforgettable experience for players. The journey from concept to launch requires collaboration, passion, and commitment. We learn as we go, trying and failing and trying again before we get it right. Well, it seems like all you're doing is trying and failing. I haven't seen you get it right at all recently. A lot of your games have been quite garbage since you started this entire nonsense. And Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be that first example of DEI being ingested into Assassin's Creed on a mass scale. So now we're going to see what actually happens in terms of sales and whatnot. I don't think the game's going to bomb. I just honestly don't. You know, I feel like the setting is just too popular for the game to completely bomb like that. But I do think that this is probably going to be one of the worst selling Assassin's Creed in history. I don't think it's going to be one of the top selling ones at all. But hey, listen, I could be wrong, and I'm perfectly fine with being wrong. But ultimately, from the reaction that I'm seeing from Japanese players and other players in the US, people are just not buying this nonsense. They're not buying your bullshit. They're not buying what you're selling them. It continues the same creativity, growth mindset, and dedication form the foundation of our approach to diversity and inclusion. To truly have an impact, we must leverage innovative ideas and diverse perspectives to continue building a company and an industry that is welcoming to all. You know what's funny? They tried to say we must leverage innovative ideas and diverse perspectives. Meanwhile, you don't have any of that. Like, none of you have diverse perspectives because you all think the same. That's the funny thing about all this diversity superficial nonsense is that, yeah, great, you have different skin colors, but do you all think differently? Do you all have different voting habits? Do you all have different policies and beliefs? Do you all actually think differently? Do you have diversity of thought? No, you don't. There is literally zero diversity of thought in the mainstream gaming industry on a mass scale in the AAA sector. Like, there is nothing whatsoever. You all think the exact same. You're all psychopaths for the most part, and the ones that don't think the same, they're the ones who are quietly leaking stuff to the press. They're the ones quietly leaking stuff on Twitter. They're the ones that are fighting silently because they feel like they can't fight on, in the open. They're completely suppressed. So I don't believe a single word that these people will have to say, and ultimately all of this is just a massive DEI grift that is worth billions of dollars in this industry. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.